Hello again, everyone. This is the Blog Investigations class, Unit number 2, and I'm Joe Senor, your instructor. So, as always, let's quickly go over the copyright information. All material in this presentation is copyright 2014 by Joseph Senor and PI Mall, LLC. Any reproduction in physical or electronic format is not allowed without the written permission of Joseph Senor. If you wish to use this information in a presentation of your own, or in other materials, please contact me at jsenor@cibir.net. Okay, so in unit number 2, we're going to go over the different types of software and hardware requirements that you're going to have in order to conduct a blog investigation. So first, let's talk a little bit about software. What I'm going to provide you next is a list of software programs that you will need in order to conduct your case. Now, I'm going to put optional next to the ones that you do not need to purchase right away, but the others, well, you need to buy it or find the free version that does the same thing. And guess what? I'm going to provide you the free ones as well. So, first of all, the number one thing you need is Bitdefender 2015. And let me stop right here and say I'm going to go into some more details about each and every one of these after I give you this list. So number 1, Bitdefender 2015. Need I say more? Really? Snagit, which is a screen capture program. Screen Recorder, which is from a company called SmartSoft, and what it does is it records your entire screen. Ghost 2014. TourGuard, and Chrome browser. Yes, I'm a fan of Chrome browser. So first, let's talk a little bit about antivirus. First of all, I use Bitdefender 2015 Total Security. This is the only antivirus program that I will use on my computers. Now, I say only simply because with today's versions of Windows, having more than one antivirus program on your computer really does not do a good job in protecting you anymore. You need to have just one antivirus, and the best one out there that I've found so far is Bitdefender 2015 Total Security. Now, it has the best record of finding all the different viruses and rootkits that I've collected over the years. And again, if you're not using Bitdefender 2015 Total Security, guess what? You might be infected with something. You can download, I think it's like a 30-day trial copy, and you can get it from www.bitdefender.com. And again, that's the package right there you want, Bitdefender Total Security 2015. Now, next on the list is a program called Snagit. Snagit is a screen capture program that you can use in order to save any information that you may come across while conducting your investigation. Basically, it takes a snapshot of whatever you pointed at, whether it's a window or a specific region you want to highlight. When you click the button, it takes a screenshot, one picture. And this comes in extremely handy when you're doing these types of investigations. You can get the program from www.techsmith.com/snagit.html, or pretty much go to techsmith.com and you can find it right there. The price is about $50, but it is absolutely worth every penny. Now, the good thing about Snagit is the most current version. You can also do screen recording as well. Now, I've used Snagit for years and I love it. Even with the free programs that are out there, I still always go with Snagit each and every time. So next, we have a program called GreenShot. GreenShot is a free, yes, that's right, free screen capture program. It is very similar to Snagit, but again, if you can buy a Snagit, go ahead and buy it because you get screen recording and screen capture at the same time. Now with GreenShot, it will do everything that Snagit does while you're conducting your investigation, taking those individual pictures of the different parts of your screen or programs or regions on your monitor. Now, you can get it from getgreenshot.org. And again, you'll be able to download it, and it is free. Next, we have a program called Cam Studio. Now, this is a free program, And what it is a screen recorder. It does not take individual screenshots, in other words, individual pictures. What it does is it records your entire screen just like a video camera or maybe a VCR. Think of it like that. But it captures all of the screen. Now, I like this because basically when I start working on a case, I can start up my screen recorder program, whether it's Cam Studio or Snagit, whichever one I'm using, and I can just start working. I don't have to worry about, oh, I need to take a screenshot of this. Oh, I need a picture of this. No, everything's being recorded. For me, it makes it a lot easier and a lot faster because I don't have to worry about missing a certain picture or a certain menu or a certain posting or something like that. I can record it and it's all there just in case I need to go back to it. You can download this free screen recording program from camstudio.org, and as you can see right there, that's kind of what the program looks like when you start it up. And oh, by the way, later on when we get to the section on collecting evidence, I will cover how to use each and every one of these programs so you'll have no problems. Another program is Ghost 2014. Now, this program, well, this is a must for me, really. This is a program that I developed and will allow you to surf the web anonymously and also connect to the darknet. Now, the reason you need to do this is that when you start directly connecting to a blog, in other words, you typing that URL into your browser, or you start kind of digging into it, posting to it, doing some other things, looking at the postings, well, you need to make sure you've got an anonymous connection to that blog. You don't want them tracing you back to where you are, okay? That's why I like using Ghost 2014. Now, with Ghost 2014, this allows you to boot your computer from the CD. And because of this, Windows will never start. And if you're concerned about maybe having a virus or spyware or keyloggers on Windows, well, then you have nothing to worry about because Ghost 2014 boots from its own CD, and therefore any viruses, rootkits, keyloggers, anything like that that's on that Windows computer will never start up. This is why I use Ghost 2014 when I need a really good anonymous connection. You can get a copy of this at www.pimall.com/store. Now, having just talked about Ghost 2014 and how Ghost 2014 boots from its own CD so that this way Windows will never start and you don't have to worry about viruses and rootkits and keyloggers and this way you can be really anonymous when you're doing this. Well, okay, I understand there are times that when you really want to use your Windows software, you know, Microsoft Office, things like that. But you still need to be protected from people tracing you back to where you're from. Well, here is an alternative. The program is called TorGuard. That's TorGuard. Now, TorGuard is an anonymous proxy service that you pay for. Here's the thing. It runs on Windows computers, Macintosh computers, iPhones, and Android devices. So once you get this program, you pay a monthly fee, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. But for me, I've got this running on my laptops, on my desktop, on my Macintosh, and on my Android phone. So anytime I need to go to a website and make sure that nobody can trace it back to where I'm at, well, I always fire up TorGuard if I need to be able to do that and not boot up Ghost 2014. So again, I use this when I still want to have access to all my Windows tools and all my Windows information. Now here's the most important thing. With TorGuard, I never, ever, ever, ever interact with anyone while using TorGuard. In other words, I'm not going to do a chat with somebody that I'm trying to find out who they are. I'm not going to email with them. I'm not going to do anything. I'll go look at a website, go through postings, things like that with TorGuard. But if I'm going to interact with somebody, if I'm going to chat with someone, well, that's where I'm going to use Ghost 2014. Now, with TorGuard, The price is $4.99 a month. That's right, $5 a month. And it's worth every penny because it's quick, it's easy to use. And again, your desktops, your laptops, your tablet, your phones all can run this same program. Now, here's where you can sign up. Go to TourGuard, TourGuard.net/AFF.PHP ? AFF equals 263. So what that means, that's called my affiliate code, so that at least I can get something for referring people to TourGuard. So again, I use this. I highly, highly recommend it, in addition to using Ghost 2014 at times. So now hardware. Well, when it comes to hardware, any standard desktop computer will do. However, I like to make sure that I have all of these same software programs available on my laptop. Because the reason is I can go anywhere with my laptop in order to do this work. Now, the major requirement for this type of work is that you need to make sure you have the ability to burn a CD or DVD. So, if you're going to be using a laptop computer, it's got to have a CD or DVD drive in it that can burn DVDs. Okay? You've got to have that. And finally, when you finish your report on the blog for your client, guess what? You're going to want to burn all that information to a CD or DVD, depending upon how big the file is. Most of the reports I do, you definitely need at least a CD to burn that to. Now, you can use any Windows laptop or Macintosh MacBook. It really doesn't matter. Just remember, it's got to have a CD or DVD burner on it, and you've got to be able to have the ability to boot that device from that CD or DVD. Now, do not use a tablet or any other device that does not include a CD or DVD burner on it, folks, because you don't want to be putting your reports and evidence on a USB stick that can be written over or changed at any time. You want it on that CD or DVD, okay? And so now let's go ahead and wrap up this module. And again, you can find out about other classes that we have here at the PI Classroom by going to www.piclassroom.com. Also, please check out the latest software and classes that we have on DVD at www.pimall.com/store. Check out our Ghost 2014 Cyber Infidelity Scanner and more. And this is all brought to you by the PI Classroom and the PI Mall. And I'm Joe Senor, and I'll see you on the next unit.